This video is to demonstrate the proper setup and utilization of the ABT bone conduction audio system. So let's start with the components of the system. You have a pair of ABT bone conduction headphones. You'll notice that there's a right side and a left side. You can adjust the headband by sliding the ear cup back and forth. You'll notice that there are cables that actually plug into the ear cups. These should always stay plugged in, but if they're unplugged for any reason, you'll notice that they're marked right to plug into the right side. Make sure you have a good clear connection, and left for the left side. Again, plug in, make sure you've got a good, clean, solid connection. You notice that the cables that come out here are air conduction cables and our bone conduction cable. That bone conduction cable actually connects through the headband to the vibrator that's on top of the headband. These are sheathed in this cable assembly. This is designed to keep the cables together and nice and neat. We recommend that you keep them bound with twist ties or Velcro straps so that you keep your cables in good condition. Connected to these headphones is a cable assembly with two cables. One is your air conduction cable and your bone conduction cable. You'll notice that the air conduction cable has two cords going into the end of it. Two cords, two ears, air conduction. You'll also notice on the tip, on the silver part, that there are actually two rings. Those are your stereo connectors. So this is a stereo connection, again, two ears, two lines. And when these headphones first come, they've got this little blue rubber strap around them to identify air conduction. That goes into the AC port on your bone conduction amplifier. On the other side is the bone conduction cable. You'll notice that that has one wire going into it and one line on the end. That's a mono connector, and that's for bone conduction. Remember, one line, one head. That plugs into your BC port on your amplifier, which is for your bone conduction. This is the 6-inch connection cable. This connects your CD player or your iPod to the ABT bone conduction amplifier. So how to connect cables to the bone conduction amplifier. On the top of the amplifier, you'll notice that you have an in port, an AC port, and a BC port. Your connection cable plugs into the in port. Should be a good secure connection. Your air conduction cable plugs into the AC port. Your bone conduction cable plugs into the BC port. This is the correct cable assembly for your bone conduction amplifier. Often we get calls because these cables are not plugged in properly. It's a mistake if we plug the bone conduction cable into the air conduction port or the air conduction cable into the bone conduction port. You know that this has happened because you will only hear sound in one side of the headphones if you have bone conduction plugged into air conduction and vice versa. On the amplifier, you'll notice several controls. So to power the amplifier on, just press and release the power button. You'll see the words powering on screen. Then you'll see the ABT logo and an AC and a BC at top. You'll notice that AC is highlighted. That's the air conduction menu. That air conduction menu is what controls volume level and channel balance. To go into that menu, I press the select button. Now we see two options on screen, volume and channel balance. To adjust volume, I press the right arrow to increase volume and the left arrow to decrease volume. The factory preset of volume is at a level 5. To adjust channel balance, we use the down arrow to go to balance, and you'll notice that that's preset at center. That's where you're going to leave this channel balance setting, unless recommended by your ABT provider. To adjust channel balance for more volume in the right ear, use the right arrow. For more volume in the left ear, you're going to use the left arrow. Again, the recommendation is to keep it set directly at center. We toggle back up to the main screen, press select, return to the main menu. To adjust the vibration on bone conduction, we highlight the bone conduction menu. Again, we press select, and there's a rating of 0 to 10. Those are the level of bone conduction vibration on the system. It's factory preset to a level 5, and that's where you're going to leave it unless your ABT provider recommends otherwise. To increase the vibration, right arrow. To decrease, left arrow. Again, the recommendation is to keep it at a 5. To return to the main menu, press that button, select, and we're at the main menu. This amplifier will save your settings, so when you power the amplifier off, wherever it was set will remain until you come back for your next session. The battery compartment on the amplifier is located on the back. To open the compartment, just take your thumb and slide off the back, and it takes 2 AA batteries. You'll notice in the battery compartment that there are negative and plus signs for the battery. On this side, you put the positive side to the bottom, clip in. On the other side, positive to the top, clip in, slide back on, and that's how you install your batteries. To connect your iPod to your amplifier, plug the connection cable into the input on your amplifier. Then you'll find the headphone jack on your iPod. This is a Nano in this example. And you plug this end of the cable into the headphone jack nice and secure. You should hear a good secure connection. That is the proper connection of your iPod to your amplifier. To connect your amplifier to a Sony Discman, plug the connection cable into the import on the amplifier. Then plug the connection cable into the headphone port on your Sony Discman. Make sure you have a good, clear connection. That's the correct way to connect your Sony Discman to your amplifier. So once you have your amplifier on, you then turn on your iPod. You select the TLP module that you want to listen to. You want to make sure that this iPod or your portable CD player are set at a volume level of 80 to 100% of maximum capacity. And it's important that you leave it at that level. You're going to set the volume for comfort for air conduction on the amplifier in the AC menu. Do not adjust for comfort on your iPod or on your CD player, because that will also adjust your bone conduction levels, which we want to leave as is. So now that we have our iPod on and we have our amplifier on, we'll put on the headphones. Again, make sure right side goes to the right ear, left side to the left ear. When you put the headphones on, you can adjust for comfort, and make sure that that bone conductor on that center headband is at the center of the crown on the skull and has good contact. We hope that this helps you in the operation of this system and that you enjoy the benefits that you're going to experience using the listening program for yourself, your child, or your family member. Thank you.